this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. Hey, and welcome to The Short Stuff. I'm Josh. There's Chuck. There's Josh. This is Short Stuff with an exclamation point.
I thought this was super interesting.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
Yeah?
Do you remember on our little 1-minute explanation videos that have been scrubbed, I guess, from the internet? Because I don't know where those things are.
I don't know if I remember those.
Yeah, we'd explain something to one another in 1 minute.
Really?
Just in stand-up videos, yeah.
Yeah, I sort of do. We've done so many dumb videos over the years. I think the only thing that was worth anything was don't be dumb.
You're sweet. But also Internet Roundup was pretty great. And again, This Day in History was wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Anyway, I think we talked about this, but it is super interesting and I love it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because there's a lot of tendrils. We're talking about the exclamation point. Mm-hmm. And there are just lots of weird and interesting facts about this.
Yeah.
No one knows where it came from exactly. It was introduced in English as far back as the 14th century, where it was called the point of admiration.
That's pretty sweet.
I like that. And the theory of how it came about was that it was used for the Latin exclamation of joy, which is capital I, capital O.
I-O.
And the I above that O looks like the exclamation point.
Yeah, like they think that somebody was using that and started just, I guess, saving space. I don't know. But instead of putting I, then O, is I above O. And yeah, that looks a lot like an exclamation point.
Yeah.
They also think the question mark came from that too. Q-O, quo, to question somebody.
Sure.
That they just put the Q above the O, and that's where that came from. It's
Look at there.
Pretty good explanation, if you ask me.
Yeah, and so if you want to talk about like the actual rules of grammar, because it's different than how we use it today, in some ways, you can also still use it this way, but is obviously an exclamation to exclaim something in a sentence or in an interjection.
Right. So like if you're like, I stubbed my toe. Yeah. That would be an appropriate place to use an exclamation point without people making fun of you or saying like, yeehaw. There you go. If you say that without an exclamation point, you just look kind of like a jerk.
You're a cowboy who's dead inside.
Right. Right. Exactly. So people kind of long understood like these are the two instances that you could use an exclamation point, and that was that. Everyone just knew like you just don't use it unless you are, say, like bad at writing. Like if you come across a book written in like the 20th century and there's a lot of exclamation points, that book was roundly laughed at. Because one thing that you'll find if you start to dig into the history of exclamation points is we used to use them way less than you see today. They were used in the 19th century. I think yellow muckraker journalists used them a lot to kind of get people on the edge of their seat or whatever. Uh-huh. It's kind of a poke. It's like it's an emotional poke. And so it can get kind of worn out very quickly, and it was. So people used them sparingly starting around the 20th century.
Yeah, and here's another super cool little fact. I have an old typewriter in my room, and I've never noticed, but there is not an exclamation point because up until about 1970, it didn't have its own key as a punctuation mark.
Sure.
You had to retrofit it.
Yeah, I didn't know how to make one, and this is pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, so what you do is you type a period.
Step 1.
You backspace.
Step 2.
And then you type an apostrophe on top of it.
And that would be the third and final step.
Yeah, not bad. It's a good little solve.
But your exclamation point looks a little like lazy or crooked.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, I guess it gets the point across.
I mean, you could, if you wanted to try and get tricky, you could roll the thing down a little bit and try and type an L, I suppose. Sure. But you're really gambling there.
Yeah, but think about the trouble that people went to type an exclamation point back then. Like, you really needed to mean it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Like wanted.
Exactly. So back in the day, apparently they didn't call them exclamation points. As recently as the 50s, Chuck, they called them bangs.
Yeah.
And that's a longstanding tradition. I think in the 19th century, printers, like where they actually spelled out like each letter of every word in a newspaper, they called them bangs back then.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. You want to take a break?
Yeah, we'll take a break and talk about how things have changed. Exclamation.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair, who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality, and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary, it's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic. Stuff you should know. Okay, Chuck, we're back. It's kind of funny if you listen to this episode and just imagine an exclamation point at the end of every one of our sentences. I'll bet it'd be a little more enjoyable than normal.
Yeah, I mean, surely we'll call it something exclamation point and use an exclamation point.
I don't know. We could also zig instead of zagging.
That's true. Go for the subtle joke.
So if you are aware of the world today, in the West at least, you are aware that exclamation points are everywhere. They're dripping from the ceilings, the walls. They're in your cereal, everywhere. There's exclamation points. And this is a fairly new thing. And for a little while, especially when it really started to take hold in, say, like the aughts, the 2000 aughts, people made fun of these. I remember distinctly writing a blog post saying, like, this is ruining the world, basically, this overuse of the exclamation point. I was. Now, and I warned against this in my blog post, now you can't not use an exclamation point or else you seem like you're being mean.
Yes.
That was the ultimate problem that I foresaw way back in the day.
Yeah, so that is what has changed everything is e-communication. And there's a linguist named Gretchen McCullough who really very succinctly ties a bow on exactly what this is. And that is this. It is a sincerity marker.
Right.
Not an intensity marker now.
Yeah, which makes a tremendous amount of sense.
Yeah, I mean, it can be both. You can still obviously say, get out of my way, exclamation point.
Sure.
But if you're communicating with someone via text, via email, and you say, thanks a lot for helping, if you'd say, thanks a lot for helping, with just a period, it comes across as not too friendly. It just does now.
It does. And it's sad because there's a very cool way of putting it that's not excited or anything like that. And I feel like we've also gotten a lot more insecure at the same time. We've started to use electronic communication.
Yeah.
And so that those two have kind of cohabitated or coexisted or co-evolved. And we now require that exclamation point to say, I mean this, like I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Because when we communicate electronically, email, chat, text, what have you, we're missing like all of the verbal, the audio and the visual cues that come through when you're talking to somebody, or you can hear someone talking or see them talking. So we have to kind of adorn our communication now with these other cues to let people know, like, I'm not being sarcastic, which makes people who use exclamation points sarcastically, they are basically undermining the very fabric of the new society that we're building.
Like we're holding on by our fingernails on this new system.
Right.
It's like, please don't pull the rug out from under us.
Yeah, like give it another 50 years maybe before you really start doing that.
But it is an interesting thing with the sarcasm or genuine quality, and that's the differentiator. Like if someone gives you a lot of help, you could say, thank you so much, exclamation point. If someone doesn't really help you that much, you could also say, thank you so much.
Right.
And like you can hear my voice and clearly know what's going on, but in an email or a text, that period is a signifier, I think. It's a message.
Yeah, it is. It is. So exactly how you take it, I think, largely depends on the type of person you are. But I think what Gretchen McCullough said was it's a
sincerity marker.
Sincerity marker. Beautiful.
Yeah,
over
really is.
an intensity marker.
The other thing, too, is that they have found through research that women use them more than men if you're communicating online to show friendliness. And they've also found that young women and people of color, young people of color especially, are linguistic innovators. They're often vilified in the early processes. And one thing they mentioned in this How Stuff Works article is like Valley Girl speech, where as people say like all the time now.
Yeah.
Some people point it out and make fun of it, and I guarantee you those people use it all the time too. But that stuff was really derided in the 80s, but now it's kind of widespread in a lot of ways.
Yeah, remember, I think is Moon Unit Frank Zappa's daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, she had that song Valley Girl that hit, making fun of Valley Girls. And like the whole world was making fun of Valley Girls. And now everyone talks like a Valley Girl.
To a certain degree, that is true, I think.
So the idea behind this, according to linguists, is that starting about in the 2000s, again, 2005, 6, 7, around the time when texting really became a big thing in America, younger women started using exclamation points a lot, and it just became an innovation that spilled over into the rest of culture.
Yeah, and there are a couple of other theories that it says a lot in a short amount of time, and people are communicating so quickly these days in shorter bursts that it kind of plays a valuable role, which makes sense.
It does, because if you add an exclamation point, it keeps you from having to say like, and I couldn't believe it, or I really meant it, or
I'm really excited,
I was
believe
very
me.
surprised. Yeah, it says it all right there.
Yeah, for sure. The other interesting thing too is that they've done studies, and they have shown that if you use exclamation points in the business setting, that it is more likely that you are not a supervisor or higher.
Or perceived as such.
Right. And that is true, man. When I think about like our bosses, they don't use a lot of exclamation points. That's for the kids.
Yeah, nary an exclamation point among them.
There is one person that I won't name on the air in our company that we exchange emails with that does the like 2 or 3 exclamation points.
Oh, I haven't noticed. I'll have to pay attention. Don't tell me.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to see if I can figure it out. I'll email you in the next few days about it.
I always draw the line with one, and I try to use them as very much as sincerity markers to display that like I'm either genuine about something or sincere about something.
Yeah.
Anything I don't do 2. You don't use them much at all, I've noticed.
I use them, but I've very frequently gone back and read an email before I sent it and removed an exclamation point and replaced it with a period. Not because I meant to like tone down my sincerity or anything like that, but because I don't want to overuse them so that it does mean something, or that it does come through clearly when I do use them.
Right. And tying into this, the other kind of interesting thing, how these sort of, it's not really grammar, but how these things evolve over the years is the all caps thing.
Mm-hmm.
It now means like you're yelling at somebody.
Right.
And it's always funny to see in some sort of thread or forum where there are maybe people of a certain age accidentally get that caps lock going.
Right.
And it just is like this angry old person is just yelling at everybody.
That's right. It is. It's funny. They don't mean it. They just didn't know how to turn it off.
Yes. And if you have all caps and multiple explanations, you're either super excited or really ticked off.
Yeah. So, Chuck, I have to ask you something. Because I don't use exclamation points, from an outsider perspective,
Mm-hmm.
does it seem like I'm being tepid or cold or a jerk or mean?
No, I mean, you and I communicate in as short a hand as possible at this point.
Yeah, but you're CC'd on just about every email at work.
Oh, you mean
I'm
like to
on.
other people?
Yeah, so to other people, how does it look?
I think managerial and refined.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm going for.
Nice work.
I have a computer monocle that I wear when I send emails, so
It comes through.
that's what I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Don't worry.
Thanks, man. Managerial and refined. Serviceable and workmanlike.
Yes.
You got anything else?
I got nothing else.
I don't either. So that means that short stuff is away.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio's How Stuff Works. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.